Have you ever heard someone say, keep your eye on the prize, or focus on the big picture? Well, with regard to real estate investing, this is the prize. This is the big picture. And to what I'm referring is cash flow. That's the prize. That is the big picture. I mean, this is where you get to make that move from exchanging time for dollars to freedom. And here's what I mean. And I'm going to borrow Robert Kiyosaki's famous cash flow quadrant to explain. It'll make for a very clear and much quicker explanation. So if you're not familiar, here's Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. And in this quadrant, the E, it stands for employee, where you exchange time for dollars. And in this quadrant, the S, it stands for self-employed, where you also exchange time for dollars. But your earning potential is typically higher here based on the specialized knowledge that the people in this quadrant possess. Then, up here, the B stands for business owner, where a system creates your dollars for you. And then down here, the I, it stands for investor, where your dollars make dollars for you. So, those are the 4 quadrants of the cash flow quadrant. But to simplify this even further, I'm going to take the 4 quadrants and I'm going to reduce them to 2 halves. So we have the left side, the no work, no pay side. And then we have the right side. We call this the freedom side. And besides the obvious reason, I mean, everybody wants to be free, right? It's obvious. But here's why you really want to get on the right-hand side of the quadrant. You see, 95% of the population is on the left side of the quadrant. Yet only 5% of the wealth exists here. And on the right side, you have just 5% of the entire population. Yet 95% of all the wealth exists here. Yep, business owners and investors comprise 95% of the wealth today. And real estate investing comprises the best of both worlds on the right-hand side. I mean, real estate investing can be a business and it can also be an investment. Yep, real estate is the fast track to freedom. I mean, that's why you're here, right? Now, up to this point, as you've been doing your deals, for the most part, you're spending most of your time in the self-employed quadrant, which most people don't realize is the worst quadrant to be in for most people. Because most S quadrant people work far more hours than their E quadrant counterparts. Yet they don't necessarily bring home an income correlate to those extra hours that they work. I mean, many people, they get stuck here. I mean, they get stuck thinking that they're working toward their financial freedom. I mean, they work, and they invest back into their business or into what they think is a business. And then they wake up 10 years, look back down the road, and they realize that they're really no better off than they were when they started. I mean, sure, they may have significantly increased their income. I mean, many people in the S quadrant make great incomes. But typically, as their incomes grow, so do their expenses. And we just really call that being broke at a higher level. And the people here, they get trapped because if they stop working, they stop getting paid. I mean, it's still the no work, no pay side of the quadrant, right? And if they stop getting paid because of their big expenses, they crash hard and fast. And another danger of the S quadrant is the illusion of feeling like you're a business owner when indeed you're just a highly paid self-employed person. And it's an easy illusion to fall victim to, as the difference between the S quadrant and the B quadrant can be slight. But either way, it is significant. And what I mean is, from the outside looking in, they can sometimes appear to be the same, but they are not. If there is any question as to whether you're in the S quadrant or the B quadrant, there's a simple test to determine the answer. If you took a 6-month vacation, would your business still be running when you returned? Would it have generated the same income for you while you were gone as if you were there manning the ship? If your answer is yes, congratulations, you are indeed a business owner. If your answer is no, you are self-employed. Like I said, people get trapped here. It's easy to do, especially as a real estate investor. And here's how. You see, one of the most attractive